My name is Louise, and I live in Freeport, Maine.
My name is Bob Jettis. My wife Lucinda and I own Lucinda's Day Spa.
Judy Lindsay, and I live in Augusta, Maine.
My name is Roy Vantil, and I live in Vienna, Maine.
My name is Felicity Beatty, and I live in Bodenham. Our house was built in the 1900s, cute little house, no insulation. And we were feeling guilty about how much oil we were burning.
The walls felt cold, drafts were coming through, heat bills were going through the roof, along with the heat itself.
In the winter, it has been relatively uncomfortable. We have a lot of very cold spots, and the propane company likes us as customers because we use a lot of it.
We got hit with some serious costs this past winter. I mean, we had ice dams to the point where it would get behind the siding. We knew we were going to have to do something different.
This house is over 100 years old, and I had to keep the doors open under the sink to keep the pipes from freezing, and maybe it was time to do something.
We did an energy audit with
Infrared pictures of the air movement and temperatures and stuff like that. And they gave me a list
of potential insulators. And we were unimpressed with all but one. Josh got back to us like that, and he seemed really professional and on top of things. His price was awesome.
When I got his proposal, Josh was not the lowest.
I felt a connection that he would actually respect the fabric of the house.
They outlined 10, 15 steps that could be taken.
He broke it down into bang for the buck.
So that I was able to say, these 3 or 4 steps are worth it. Right now, we can afford it at this point, and these we will just keep in mind for the future.
One of the big things in a business is if you have to shut down to get any job done, you have to mentally add that into what it's going to cost. And I mentioned that to him. He said, well, let me get back to you. They worked on Sunday, Easter.
They came in, they had the day planned, they just went down to business. No dilly-dallying, but yet they were all very pleasant.
Clean, quick, polite. I saw my money being well spent.
We'll probably have 2 of them.
The old insulation, it just doesn't do the job. So the first step, they got rid of all of the fiberglass.
They even had the smallest guy go into some of the crawl spaces.
Without any coaxing and without having to bribe them or anything, they put themselves in there. I even took a photograph of one of them with his legs sticking out of this attic access port.
And he crawled in with a hose.
And they're feeding it through to every single little channel of that roof.
Blowing in that cellulose, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I've never been in our attic. And Josh, who's tall, was bent down in that attic. It was hard work, but he did it and he did it right.
I found it really intriguing. They literally removed a clapboard, made a hole underneath the clapboard.
They drilled holes in the wall.
They did it with surgical precision.
And then they connected this hose, and then they...
Blue insulation, which to me was kind of fascinating in itself. And then they filled over the hole. And then they put the clapboards back, and you can't see it.
And the thing that we noticed is we couldn't tell that anything had happened.
I know.
And when they did stop at the end of the day, they cleaned up after themselves.
It was really exciting to see 5 men going through and vacuuming everything and cleaning the whole house. I'd love to have them come back every week. So.
You know, it's almost like you're looking forward to the winter.
The change between one winter and the following winter was incredible. We went from burning more than 1,000 gallons of oil a season to less than 600. So
we felt an immediate difference. The walls felt warmer. The drafts were cut down.
Because the airflow is a little bit more controlled, you don't have
That, ooh, this room is cold kind of thing. It was much more even everywhere in the house.
The work was done in August, and I actually noticed it the next week. it would stay 10 degrees cooler than the exterior temperature, which was really exciting.
It does no good when you're 66 years old to have someone say to you, oh yeah, this will pay off in 35 years. We needed something that would pay off in 5 years. And what happened here is that the payoff turned out to be almost immediate.
I've gone from burning 1,100 to 1,200 gallons a winter to burning about 800 gallons. The difference is tremendous, both heating and cooling.
The investment was more than worth it, given how much better it felt in the house, how much better it feels, and how much less guilty we feel now that we're not burning as much fossil fuels. Okay.
You have to start that again, I think.
Okay. Okay.